What's good? It's Chigozy. It's Saturday, November 16th, 2019. And I've been asked by Quinn Berry to do more vids on the stock market or cryptocurrency. And I replied I can make these all day long. And just to emphasize that the stock market is so rigged and scripted that I really could just pull apart all the different Masonically run companies and show you how they do things by the numbers. Here's another perfect example. And I already have a video out on Luckin Coffee showing you how this is a stock run by the gang, and it's going to be doing scripts and stuff by the code. Look when they have their earnings. Their earnings was yesterday on it was Thursday, November 13th, but because of it, pretty much, some days pass and then there's a reaction to it 2 days later. I mean, again, I can't even explain it. It's usually earnings come out, just like follow through, but they're manipulating stock. They're doing things. You get the game. And here it opens up at $22, hits highs of $27.31. Look at the day this happened. This is November 15th, 2019. And just to show you, you can say, oh, it's earnings. It's like, okay, if earnings is on the 13th or even the 14th, this is happening the 15th. They're manipulating it by the numbers. Luckin Coffee. Luckin equals 38, reversing the alphabetical order, and reducing each letter to a single digit. Right? So you have gematria. We'll look at it in a second. Luckin 38. We'll go to gematria, do gematria calculator and see how they're doing this. But Luckin 38 is a day with a life lesson number of 38. And you see that's when it was. November 15th, a day with 38 life lesson number. Luckin 38 reverse. Take the alphabetical order. L is the 15th letter. When you reverse, use 6. C is 24, so you do 1 plus 5 is 6. Then plus 6. Plus 6. 6, 6, 6. I like how it starts with that. 38. This is how they run it. It's how they run the show. But what's the main pattern for this? It's a Chinese company. China equals 26. Look at when their IPO. In my video, I have a video on their IPO. Showed you why it opened at 25. Luckin equals 25. IPO'd at $25. China equals 26. Look at the resistance on this. Look at the highs, $25.96. So it had a whole dollar resistance of $26 because it got super close to that, couldn't break it. China 26. So look what happens 26 days later. That's this, November 15th. 26. Or not days, but I'll show you. I'll pull up on a calculator. It's 26 weeks later. They use the number 26 for Chinese stuff. So November 15th was the huge pump from the government, from the big banks. And the IPO was May 17th. So from the May 17th IPO till the big day after their earnings, 26 weeks. China 26. You see how they pump it by the numbers for China on this day. 26 weeks later, on a day with a life lesson number 38, Luckin 38, China 26. And this is the pattern that we said. Yes, I know Luckin Coffee equals 61, and we'll review. See the IPO, May 17th, 2019. That's when it debuted on the U.S. stock market. May 17th, 2019. I did with 61 numerology, 25 numerology. You see? And in gematria, the practice of coding numbers behind words, Luckin Coffee equals 61, and Luckin equals 25. You see what I'm saying? And debuted a day with 25 numerology at $25. The stock market is rigged by the numbers. Yes, it's rigged in other ways. I get it. And I'm not saying that as a negative thing. You just have to know how it works so you can know what to do. And it's beyond that, because although it opened, it's all about, like, you gotta know how to trade the thing itself. You can have your own strategy. My personal strategy, I'm not good at trading these. It's a little choppy for me because it's a much higher market cap. You have a lot more, big bank trading, etc. And it's just not the style for me. But, everyone's different. The 5-minute chart's a little better, or it's a lot better, especially for something like this. But even then, this is not my forte. So, I took a couple stabs in it. couldn't really connect with me, but it doesn't matter. You see how this runs, and if you want to find the next move, I mean, look at how it closed. It closed at 27.31, so it's at its all-time highs now. It broke all these past resistances, so it has nowhere to go but up. If you want to think about it that way, because it closed really strongly, there's no resistance window, but it can only go so much higher. So first off, a lot of shorts are probably have shorted up here stupidly, and they can get squeezed on Monday. There could be more propaganda. I don't know. Again, I'm not fully versed on how these mid to large caps run, because that's not my focus. But we'll see what Monday is real quick. Monday is November 18th. Oh, that's the day I think the market might have some problems. Market 68.23, but market can have a really good day. Again, market can have a really good day based on Donald Trump, or a really bad day based on Donald Trump. And the fact we don't get much sacrificial numbers from Donald Trump's birthday, maybe, but again, we've already looked at this and said that's not a big factor. So keep out in mind on that. It's hard to say what Luckin Coffee will do. Trade 48. They have more trade war stuff, causing Luckin Coffee to just completely sink. Donald Trump come up with some trade war propaganda, a trade war tweet or something, and send this thing maybe back to 25, or retrace maybe to 26, find a new support here. I don't know. I can't predict the market. Again, it can easily go higher from here. It can go as high as these motherfuckers wanted to go, especially after breaking out all this on this super strong volume. So that's what I wanted to show. It's just a quick video. I'm going to do more stock market videos, but I just wanted to start with a quick one. But again, China 26 weeks later. See, this is a 26-week long chart. That's it. Where you're looking at 26 weeks of price action. I'll even clear up the chart just to make it even easier to see. 26 weeks of price action. And China equals 26. Luckin 38. This is a date with a lifeless number of 38. It's completely by the numbers. And it's a larger stock with more money you can put behind. And this is how you can even tell like the type of companies that they are. Because I use Yahoo for some statistics. You can also use, FinViz and stuff. But you just type in LK, you type in the stock you want, and it shows you their market cap. So now it's saying 6.36 billion. When I checked, it said it does change. Basically, it's the outstanding shares times the share price. So it's even higher than this now, I'm sure. So you can calculate yourself. But it's kind of a lower float stock, which is what I like about it. It's only 38 million shares. It's still higher. I like stuff that have a float. This is the amount of shares available to trade. My preference is stocks that have really like 5 million or less. Ideally 1-2 million less than that, but I'll do 10 million. Those are fine. 30 million's, not the worst. But again, the lower the float you have, that means you have a lot of demand, but you have not many shares. That means you have less supply. So higher demand with less supply means crazier price action. That's why stuff like this can happen without too much. And then the thing is, the market cap's a big part of it too. So for example, if you want this thing to run 100%, you need to put another $6 billion into it for it to go up like 100%. But it only went up 25%, which is, for a stock like this, is pretty good. But again, I'm in the game of trading things that move 1, 2, 3, 4, 500% or more in a day. That's my preference. And it's all about what you want, what you like to do. But it's what you want and it's what you understand. I like to stick to what I understand. So, I like stuff I like pump and dumps. Crazy, shitty ass companies that are completely manipulated, because they're very predictable. Like, see here, big pump. I already showed you this one time. It was at $1, closed at $1.80 here, and then 2 days later hit highs of $26. This is some energy company. And when this happens, you have other energy penny stocks running with it too in sympathy, so you can play those. And then these things make these just really predictable patterns. Like you see on the daily chart, it just sells off, sells off, sells off. Each day it makes lower highs. So the longer it's doing this, and you see how the sell volume is kind of deteriorating, once you see that, I don't know why my volume bars aren't here. But once you see that, you see the first daily candle to make a new high. See, a lot of people are watching this, and there's even more buying volume and everything, and that's just one of the patterns. And you see, they tried to do it here, but it was a false breakout. It only hit as high as this previous resistance. It couldn't do it. So it's just stuff like that. I mean, this works in other things too, but this is to me, this is like the kids pool, the kids section, the kids menu of the stock market. Yeah, you might think, what, really? Yes, penny stocks, in my opinion, are the easiest things to trade out of everything there. Just because you have a lot of dumb money there, and you can just fade the dumb money or just trade your strategy with the dumb money around. A lot of people who are emotionally chasing these things, I mean, I think this is people chase and shorts getting squeezed mainly, and it's really the dumb short sellers that cause this to happen. They'll short this, thinking it's up too much, and they just get squeezed. And they keep getting squeezed, getting stubborn, squeeze, keep having to buy the cover, or their brokers will close them out, and it causes really nice, crazy price action. So that's why I like to stick to. And that happened with Luckin Coffee as well. There's shorts got squeezed in this shit too. I'm sure a lot of there's people shorting at 25, 26, got caught. So, I'm not trying to make this video too long, but you see how Luckin Coffee does things by the numbers. And there's one more. Here's a more recent one, just to show you what kind of goes on in the U.S. markets. See another thing: sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off. First daily candle making high, but there's news that came out this day. And let's see how it closed at. I've already shown you this. It closed at what, $19 this day. Look at the next day, open at $4.77 because they do a secondary offering. It's a scam that the SEC loves, and the SEC is the federal government. It's a scam that, because if you really explain it, it's not really a scam. It's like your stock price is this much up, so you can do a secondary offering shares on a secondary market. So you have like your private shareholders or whatever, give them some shares at this price, and you offer them now at a lower price. I'm not 100% sure on the technicals behind it, but pretty much what these stocks do is here's the biggest scam right now. It's been going on forever, and this is what the federal government loves. And a lot of traders who aren't smart get caught, because a lot of people bought this. A lot of people who weren't smart, they bought. I don't want to say weren't smart. I mean, I guess we're oblivious to this practice. Bought here because it closed strong, waiting for a second day continuation. But in the morning, like at 9:25 a.m. or something, they had a secondary offering, and because of that, the share price just plummeted to $4. See, so this is the day it ran. Really nice run. Hit high $20, and then it started even gapping down after hours and pre-market, and then here it sells off. It's trying to find support and stuff, and then look, they announced a secondary offering right here. So now it's opening at $12, sells all the way down to $5. People are just think about it. Yes, people are short here. Of course, they make a lot of money, but and then this is and I made a little bit of money here, and I profited on this move, understanding that, because okay, there's a lot of shorts who are short up here as well. That knew there's probably a secondary offering because they understand the scam. So once they see this, they're gonna buy the cover. Why would you be greedy and keep shorting when it opens? You're gonna cover and take some profit. So I played this pump right here because I was like, hey, they're gonna take profit at least until it starts hitting some resistance, because all the bag holders are trying to get out. So yeah, you want to know the psychology of the market, of the players, and with dumb money around in these completely scammy companies, it's easy to see the games they play. So what they did here is a reverse split to secondary offering. It's a classic pump and dump scam that, again, the SEC loves to happen. I'm sure they make money off this shit too. So what happens is that this stock used to be less than $4, right? It used to be, I don't even know, maybe like in the pennies range or like $1 or something, but they do a reverse split. So they say now if you have 100 shares worth $5, now you only have 25 shares worth $25, something like that. So it's the same price, but you have less shares, but they're more money. So they'll do that, and then they'll put out some fake news, some maybe some contrived earnings, some fluff propaganda press to then send their price skyrocketing. And this stock only had a float of like 300 something thousand shares, so it barely had any shares available to trade, which means there's a lot of demand, and it can send it then from $6 to $20. That's just how this happens every year. This is nothing new. I showed you SES. This is another example. So after this, the company says, especially when the company sees it selling off like this, they're like, okay, let's lock in these profits. Let's not make this all sell off. They get kind of panicky, and then they do the secondary offering, and they'll just announce it. I've shown you how to do it in the middle of the day. They'll do it like in the morning before the market opens. They might do it after hours, but they'll do a secondary offering, and then it brings the stock price all the way back down. And guess what? Then it's gonna keep selling off. It'll go back down to like $1 or something, and then they'll do another reverse split, and then another press pump, and then it'll be pumped again. They'll do another secondary offering, and they just keep doing it over and over again. Once some stocks have enough money, they might not do it over and over again, but I'm sure they're going to do this again. PSTV, that's when I showed you APDN. SES didn't do a secondary offering, I don't think. But yeah, I don't mean to talk about this all day long, but this is how it works. And this is, I can understand this better than the big money stuff. But I have some exceptions. I like Tesla because I like how Tesla moves because it doesn't move that much, but it still does. So that makes sense. Like if you catch onto the trend, it's pretty well. If you're wrong, you can cut your losses, and since it's a bigger stock, you can cut your losses really small on this. So if you're a beginner trader and you want a beginner stock to trade, in my opinion, I think Tesla's really good for beginners. I just think it trades like textbook. Whippy open, starts to trend around 10, just like your classic whatever. And again, it doesn't move too much, so you can't like lose a lot of money. And I'll show you, like, you just look at the percent moves on it. Let's just say like you got caught here or something, like you bought here and it just like broke. Not even 1% drop. So if you put $1,000 into Tesla here and you lost here, you lost not even $10. You know what I mean? If you put $10,000 in Tesla here and you got out here, this is just an example. You probably wouldn't want to get out here. You'd wait, whatever. You probably want to get out here to break a support. So you've got out sooner. So you see that, what I'm saying? You lose a lot less money. But then you catch this trend. You see these reversal candles right here. What if you go into this reversal, set your stop down here, you'd make 1%. With $10,000, it's not bad. With $100,000, with these, you want to use a lot of money to play this. You want like a $100,000 position, stuff like that. And that's why I don't trade this like that, because you don't make much money. What I like to do is, like, with a leveraged small account, we can get like maybe even 8, 9, 10 shares. You could take 10 shares of this, write it up, a few points, and you make like $30, $40. So it's, modest money, but it's easy. I hate to use the word easy with trading, but it's beginner friendly. Your risk isn't too wild. It's easy to manage, and it's volatile. It moves. A lot of people are trading it, etc. So I'll leave it there. More stock market videos to come. Peace out.